So this is the final part of the Kramer House adventure for Millicent O'Riordan and Patrick McQueen, who have just left the library, where they found some interesting information, as you've seen in my last video. And they have the enchanted knife, which they found in the kitchen. And now all they have to do is explore these 4 upstairs rooms. I could use 6, but I think this video series has gone on long enough. So they're going to make their way upstairs, and I'm going to use something slightly different this time. I'm going to use the 100 Creepy Things PDF, which I got from Drive-Thru RPG. And I've changed a few of the little game mechanics as well, so to try and just to experiment and perhaps liven things up. So they make their way up the stairs, and they might as well just work their way around, really. So now I'm going to draw a tile randomly to decide what room they enter. It's the guest bedroom. Now I'm going to roll in the 100 Creepy Things book, and that is a 76. Sounds. Despite not being near a sea or ocean, the sound of waves crashing on the beach or pounding against rocks can be heard coming through an open window. Okay, I may as well read the whole thing. If the window is approached, the sounds fade away until by the time the window is reached, they have gone completely. Looking through the windows reveals nothing that could have been the source of the sound waves. I'm going to draw a token from the chaos bag. Let's see. Oh, there's mystery. Okay. I'm going to try the story cubes. This is the Voyager's set again. Have a look what that turns up. Okay, I'm not really inspired by any of these much. When they start to repeat, I sort of struggle with trying to interpret new things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try the fate dice and ask the question: is there anything in the room that could be useful, that they could search for? 3 minuses. I'm going to say no. I guess the sound of the sea could indicate that the antagonist could be something related to a sea monster, perhaps Dagon or something. So as Dagon is an enormous deep one who has grown to enormous size and strength, according to Call of Cthulhu, I'm going to roll on the deep one chart in Cthulhu Abides to see if there's a plot related to them. Number 2. A friend has a son, daughter who is besotted with a deep one. Not realising its true identity, PCs are asked to stop the relationship. Yes, that's more a sort of adventure start-off point, isn't it, really? Yeah, it's not helping much. Okay. I'm struggling for plot points here. I think I'm going to have to give up on this room. It's not going very well. So I'm going to use proper dungeon tactics here. I'm going to roll a d12. Millicent has an awareness of 9. To see if there is any noise, will she be able to hear it? So I'll see if she is able to hear what might be behind the door. And that's a 5, so she does. Now, is there anything? Could be. I'm struggling with this set at the moment. Okay, let's have a look. Well, we've got some Mythos pictures here, or you could interpret them as Mythos pictures. We have a submarine, which relates to the sea, of course. So, it sounds like there's some strange creature from the sea next door. So they'd better be primed and ready. So, Patrick McQueen's going to get his pistol at the ready, and we'll see what we find. Let's see what the room is. Laboratory. Well, that makes sense. Okay, well, these die rolls and hearing the sound of a sea creature is always suggesting to me what should be in this room, but I will roll on the PDF again. 100 creepy things, 40. Just to give it a go. Metal. A lump of polished metal, perhaps a paperweight or ornament, rests on a desk or table. The metal it is made of is an odd one. It is not apparent what element or alloy it is. The lump is only a few inches in diameter, and the shape is smooth and oddly organic. If touched or picked up, it feels heavier than it should, and the metal has a strange greasy feel to it. The colour is odd. The underlying pigmentation resembles steel, but the polished surface has a rainbow reflection to it, reminiscent of oil on water. Well, that makes perfect sense for this desk here. There's a strange, otherworldly piece of metal on it. So that's something from the 100 Creepy Things book. I'm going to draw from the Chaos bag, but I'm already thinking that there might be a monster here. I might decide there is. Oh, that's unexpected. Okay, a friendly NPC. Right, let's see how this works out. Well, it would make sense in a laboratory if the person in here was a scientist of some sort. I'm going to roll the actions dice to see if that tells us what he's thinking at the moment. Well, he thought he'd been employed here to do genuine scientific research, and he was very happy about that. But when he got to thinking about the kind of experiments he was having to do, he became more and more troubled by it. And he tried to talk to his employer, but it ended in a terrible row, and now he's walking out because he fears that the employer is doing something terrible. And this is the employer who has occupied this supposedly abandoned house, which the scientist thought was a perfectly legitimate place to work on these scientific experiments. The scientist tells them that the enchanted dagger they've found could be the only thing to destroy the gateway to another dimension, and he also gives them the mysterious piece of metal, and if they use that in some way, along with the enchanted knife, it should destroy the portal to stop any evil monsters coming through, or at least any more. And I guess that would be the strange underwater creature sound that they heard. So it's best not to ask questions about what that is, but yeah, so they've got a lot of good information from the scientists, and that will see them in good stead to sort out the main problem, I guess. The scientist is clearly in no mood to stick around, so he's already helped the players, the investigators, and now he's going to make his way out of the house and put this terrible ordeal behind him. Now the investigators have gone over to the other side of the hall to check out the final two rooms, and they are going to once again observe dungeon exploring etiquette by listening at the door so they don't get any unpleasant surprises. So that's a 9 or less for... actually, I'm going to roll the fate dice to see if there's any modifiers on her awareness. 2 pluses and a minus, so I won't... I'll just leave it at 9 then. I won't give her a bonus, I'll just leave it at 9. And that's a 3, so she hears something. But what does she hear? Let's have a look at the results. Perhaps the sound of bubbling, I'm not sure. But I shall draw the room tile. It could be one of two. And it is the bathroom. Well, that would make sense with the bubbling noise. Clearly the plumbing needs sorting out. So what might be in here? 55. Let's roll on the creepy things table. Rain. This would only be heard in rooms directly or close to an external roof. Well, this is on the top floor. The rain falling onto the tiles or roof has an odd sound to it rather than it being the regular sound of rain. There seems to be words hidden in the sound of the raindrops. Listening closely doesn't reveal what the words are, but the tone sounds to be threatening. So clearly there are very supernatural, mysterious things going on, which aren't very good. Now then, I will draw from the chaos bag. Mystery. I shall roll the cubes again. I don't mind a monster actually. And this... Okay, I'll have a think about this. I'm going to say that there's a trail of mysterious otherworldly slime and goo leading from the bath and through another door into the final room. So they can follow that if they dare. They could do a search, I suppose. Millicent with her awareness of 9. And she hits a 9. Is there anything... Oops. Is there anything to find? No, that's 3 minuses. I'm quite a convincing no. So they're going to make their way into the final room of the top floor here. Spooky thing might be in this room. 46. There's an aeroplane in this room. A newspaper. This is a fairly recent local newspaper. The vast majority of it reads as normal, and a player may have already read this and will recognise it as a genuine edition. If a player looks carefully enough, they will discover a disturbing obituary, their own. I'm not sure how appropriate that is for this adventure, but it could be good for full-on psychological horror, I suppose. I'm going to pull a chaos token again. And a monster at last. I was spoiling for a fight. Okay, let's find out what it is. Let's roll a d10 on the monster chart. And it is a 3, which is a mutant cultist. Right. Let's sort that out then. So, I think Patrick McQueen is going to leap to the attack by firing his pistol first off. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I think 12 dice. Oh. Okay, I'm going to do what I discussed in the previous video. I'm going to use these combat dice, and the mutant cultists will get a defense roll against it of 7, which is his skill. Oops. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So using here whatever armour he has and his natural agility, he'll try and jump out of the way of the shot, but he fails to. He only rolls a 2. So Patrick McQueen rolls a d6 and scores a 6. So guns are a lot more dangerous now. So the mutant cultist is down to 1 stamina. Now they will, despite the shot, he will run at Patrick McQueen and they will come to blows. Now His the unarmed combat skill of Patrick McQueen is 12 again. So you'll roll all of these. These are from London Dread. See how many hits he gets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And the cultist rolls 7. 4, almost, but I'm afraid not. So Patrick McQueen rolls 1d4, add 1 for his strength bonus. And the cultist is defeated. And they'll be able to have a bit of a look around this room. But I've already decided that the last room they explore, which is this one, will have a trapdoor in the ceiling leading to the very final room. And they've already explored, haven't they? I guess. Right. I think Millicent will search the room. 9 or less. 8. Is there anything worth finding? Yes, there is. I wonder what that might be. I'm just going to draw a Mythos card from the top of the deck. Okay. Well, there could be some information that relates to this place, this institute, and perhaps that's where the professor was poached from to conduct experiments here. So just a bit of background information as to where the professor may have come from and where the antagonist has connections, maybe. So now the cultist has been subdued. They will go up the trapdoor to the final room. Okay, is this spooky enough for you? I'm going to roll on the creepy things table one last time. 52. See if there's any colour that can be added. Power. Power goes out all through the house, and everything electrical turns off. Players who check the supply discover no blown fuses and no trip switches, and a glance out of the windows at night will reveal that this is the only house where the power is out. Then everything will come back on again. Well, that's interesting, maybe, but Patrick McQueen has a torch in his equipment, so it's not really an issue. Now, I guess we're going to need to... I'm going to draw another chaos token, see what we find. Mystery. I'll try the story cubes. So I'm going to say that this strange creature is materializing in the center of this sinister symbol here, and they are going to have to send it back from whence it came, as is often the case, by using the knife here and the mysterious piece of metal. But first, I think they both need to take sanity checks, which I generally don't think of doing, but I really ought to. Okay, Millicent has a sanity of 9. I'm going to roll the d20. 11, she fails. She loses 5 sanity. She is down to 4. Now, Patrick McQueen has a sanity of 13. He rolls a 17, he fails. And he rolls a 5, although the die didn't roll very well, but his sanity is down to 8. That's not good. Now, Millicent is going to try and roll her Mythos skill, which is 9. Yes, she makes it. And she is able to tell Patrick McQueen what to do with the mysterious knife and the piece of metal. And Patrick McQueen is going to try and do that very thing. Now, he's going to have to do a skill roll, I think, to perhaps throw the knife at the creature, the enchanted knife. Now, I'm going to need to decide how difficult that is. I'm going to give him a -1 modifier when he throws this dagger, because he's sort of moving and he's under a lot of stress with this strange creature facing him. So his skill is 9. I'm going to say he needs to roll an 8 or less to dispel this creature before it materialises. And he rolls a 3. So he hits the creature with the enchanted knife and throws whatever that strange piece of metal, he throws that at it, and that dispels the creature. But we are left with a mystery as to who organised this whole thing. Clearly it was someone from the Institute we found a clue about, or somebody who's highly involved in it. And also our heroes have lost quite a lot of sanity, and so they're going to need a lot of time to recover after all this. But at least they've accomplished their original mission of exploring all the rooms in the house, and they've uncovered the terrible plot, and now they have someone to chase after in future adventures. So basically what I've been trying to do over these adventures is to try and create a solo Gothic horror adventure. And it's always tricky because you're not always kicking in the door and killing a monster and taking its treasure. You are trying to uncover a mystery which hopefully some suggestive random devices might be able to suggest, and like the Mythos cards as well. A lot of solo RPG people seem to be using Mythic at the moment, with its fate chart. But I do like the fate dice and the story cubes. I find them more helpful to me. I think they suit me better. But I've developed the rules a bit over the adventures. Just made little alterations to try and make them more interesting. Try and make the characters less powerful, because once you get to your pistol skill of 12, then you're going to hit an awful lot, aren't you? And I think using the D12 may have helped a little bit, because with 2D6 you have a bit of a curve in the probabilities. So 1 in 6 chance of getting a 7 and 1 in 36 chance of getting a 2 or a 12. So this makes it a little bit more random than it otherwise would be. But that's it. We've discovered the secrets of Kramer House, and thank goodness for that. Thanks for watching.